All right, so is Tuesdays with Morrie worth your time? I mean, I'd say yes. Definitely yes. But
Right.
this deep dive is here to help you decide if it's the right fit, for your reading list.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I get it. Some people find it a little sentimental.
Yeah.
But its lasting popularity and how it's touched so many readers,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's worth exploring.
Yeah, what's key here is that Tuesdays with Morrie isn't just another self-help book.
Right.
It's Mitch Albom's memoir about reconnecting with his dying professor, Morrie Schwartz.
Okay.
That personal touch, that real relationship at the heart of it.
Yeah.
That's what makes it resonate with such a broad audience, especially if you're looking for a bit more meaning or maybe grappling with purpose in life. It offers a unique perspective.
So it's not just some abstract guide on how to live better.
Exactly. It's not a lecture, it's a conversation, one that unfolds through Albom's really accessible writing style.
Okay.
He interweaves their present-day talks with flashbacks to Mitch's college days, creating this intimate and engaging flow. It feels almost like you're part of their weekly meetings,
I see.
listening in as Morrie shares these nuggets of wisdom.
And that's a good point because I've heard it's a quick read, which is always a plus.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. A book about dying, does it actually make you want to live more?
Right.
Or is it just depressing?
That's a fair question and one a lot of people have.
Right.
But Morrie's approach to death is almost counterintuitive. It's life-affirming.
Okay.
He doesn't shy away from the topic, but uses it as a lens to examine what truly matters.
Okay, so it's not a downer.
Right.
But how does it stack up against other popular books that tackle life and death?
Okay.
I'm thinking of something like 5 People You Meet in Heaven,
Okay.
which also deals with big questions.
Yeah, both explore those profound themes, but Tuesdays with Morrie is grounded in that real-life connection.
Right.
You're not just getting a fictional tale or a philosophical thought experiment.
Yeah.
You're experiencing the raw emotional journey of two people grappling with mortality, love, and regret.
Now let's talk about those online critiques. The too sentimental one keeps popping up.
Yeah.
Is there some truth to that?
It is emotionally charged.
Yeah.
And that might be overwhelming for some readers, but that's precisely why it connects so deeply with many others.
Okay.
It speaks to those universal experiences of love loss and seeking meaning.
Right.
And honestly, Morrie's humor, even in the face of death, keeps it balanced.
Yeah.
It's not a tearjerker fest, but a thoughtful, engaging read. And that's a good point to bring up because Morrie doesn't sugarcoat things.
Yeah.
He talks about wrestling with tough emotions, fear, regret,
Right.
the things we don't want to face, but by acknowledging them and letting himself feel them fully, he finds a way to move through them.
Yeah.
It's a powerful lesson in emotional honesty.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not just about positive thinking,
Right.
but about being real with yourself.
Exactly. One thing that really stuck with me was when Mitch asked Morrie about his biggest fear.
Okay.
You'd think it would be death, right?
Yeah, of course.
But Morrie said he feared being dependent.
Really?
He wasn't afraid of dying. He was afraid of losing his independence.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
It makes you think about what we're really afraid of, doesn't it?
It does, and it ties into Morrie's idea that our fears are often rooted in our attachments.
I see.
He believed in detaching from material things, finding fulfillment in experiences and relationships instead.
That reminds me of something else he talks about a lot, the impact of culture.
Right.
How it shapes our values sometimes without us even realizing it.
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
Morrie was a sociologist, so he understood how culture influences our beliefs and behaviors. He felt we need to be mindful of the messages we're absorbing, especially in today's world, with all the media and technology around us.
So it's like we need to be critical thinkers about what our culture's telling us.
Precisely.
Okay.
Morrie encourages us to question those messages, to make conscious choices about what we let into our hearts and minds. It's about creating a personal culture that's rooted in things that truly matter. Love connection meaning,
I'm getting a sense that this book really challenges you to think differently, not just about death, but about how you're living your life right now.
you hit the nail on the head, and one of the most profound aspects for me was Morrie's perspective on love and relationships.
Okay.
He truly believed they're what gives life meaning.
But isn't that a big cliche? I mean, we hear that all the time.
Yeah.
What makes Morrie's take on love different?
He goes beyond just saying love is important. He sees it as a choice we make every day.
Okay.
It's about showing up for the people we care about, even when it's tough.
Right.
Being present and giving them our full attention.
Yeah.
And crucially, letting go of anger and resentment.
That's easier said than done, especially when you've been hurt.
Of course, it's challenging.
Yeah.
But Morrie believed that holding on to grudges only hurts us in the end.
Right.
He advocated for forgiveness, for accepting our loved ones' flaws and all.
So it's about choosing love over anger, even if it's hard. That's a pretty powerful idea.
It is, and it requires a lot of self-awareness and intentionality. Yeah.
But ultimately, Morrie believed that our relationships are what make life worth living. They're where we experience the most joy, the most growth, the most meaning.
Okay, so we've talked about the emotional honesty, the cultural critique, the focus on love. It's clear this book dives deep.
Yeah.
But what about the ending? Does it stick the landing, or is it a bit too much?
The ending definitely packs an emotional punch.
Okay.
Some find it deeply moving, while others might feel it's a bit melodramatic. It depends on your personal taste,
Yeah.
but it is a powerful conclusion to their journey.
Can you give me a sense of what it's like without spoiling too much?
We witness those final moments as Morrie takes his last breaths, surrounded by love,
Yeah.
and those heartfelt conversations. It's a poignant reminder of their bond, how it endured until the very end.
Right.
And it reinforces Morrie's message about living fully embracing life until the very last moment.
I can see how that would resonate with people, especially if they've experienced loss themselves. It feels like it would offer some comfort and hope. Absolutely. It's a reminder that even in death, love endures.
Yeah.
And it also serves as a call to action.
Okay.
Morrie's final lesson is to make the most of our lives, to cherish every moment and those we love.
So it's not just a tearjerker ending, but a push to live more intentionally.
Exactly. It leaves you reflecting on your own life, your values, and how you want to spend your time.
This all makes me wonder, compared to other books with similar themes, does Tuesdays with Morrie stand out? Are there any others you'd suggest if someone wants to explore these ideas further?
That's a great question. There are definitely some powerful memoirs out there.
Yeah.
When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi comes to mind.
Oh, yeah.
A neurosurgeon facing terminal cancer talk about grappling with life and death.
That's a profound one. It offers a very different perspective, given his medical background. But that exploration of mortality, it's deeply resonant.
It is.
And if someone's looking for more of a reflection on grief and loss, Joan Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking is incredibly raw and honest.
Absolutely. Didion's writing is so powerful, it captures that rawness of grief in a way that few can.
Now, for something maybe a bit lighter but still thought-provoking,
Yeah.
I'd suggest circling back to Mitch Albom's 5 People You Meet in Heaven.
Ah, yes. It's more fictional.
Right.
But it explores those ripple effects our lives have on others.
Yeah.
Who are those key figures who've shaped us and makes you think?
So lots of options depending on what resonates with the reader.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up on Tuesdays with Morrie, I want to shift gears a bit and talk about the writing itself.
Okay.
We know it's accessible,
Right.
but what are some of the techniques that make it work?
Albom's use of dialogue is masterful.
Yeah.
Those conversations between Mitch and Morrie are so natural, so believable. You're drawn right in. Feels like you're sitting there with them listening to this profound yet very human exchange.
Like eavesdropping on a life-changing conversation.
Exactly. He captures the nuances of their voices, their personalities, even their humor. You feel Mitch's struggle, his growth, and Morrie's wisdom, his warmth shining through every word.
And those flashbacks woven throughout those moments from Mitch's college days, they really add depth, don't they?
They do. It's not just about their present-day talks, but about the foundation of their relationship, those shared experiences that shaped them. You see how Morrie's influence was there all along.
It shows how our teachers and mentors, they leave these lasting marks, even if we don't realize it at the time.
Yeah, and I think the book's structure, divided into these weekly lessons, adds to the impact.
Right.
You anticipate each new meeting, each new nugget of wisdom.
It's like we're taking a course on life alongside Mitch.
Precisely, and each lesson builds on the last, creating this cumulative effect.
Now, having explored all this, what do you think is the main reason Tuesdays with Morrie resonates so deeply with people? What keeps them coming back to it?
For me, it's the message of hope and resilience. We see Morrie facing death with such grace and dignity, even finding humor in it, and that inspires us to live our own lives more fully, more intentionally.
It's like a reminder that even in the face of hardship, even in the face of death itself, there's still beauty, still meaning to be found.
Exactly. We all long for connection, for purpose, and this book, in a way, shows us a path towards that.
It's a powerful reminder that we're not alone in those searches, and that even in the darkest times, there's always hope.
Beautifully said. And that hope, that resilience, That's what makes Tuesdays with Morrie such an enduring and impactful book. It stays with you, urging you to make the most of your own life, your own relationships.
So in the end, Tuesdays with Morrie, is it worth the read? Without a doubt, it's a book that touches on something universal, our shared humanity, our search for meaning, our need for connection. If you're looking for a book that'll make you think, make you feel, and maybe even inspire you to live a little differently, this one's for you.
It's a reminder that life, even with all its challenges, is a beautiful and precious gift.
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder all this. Until next time, keep diving deep.